All right, Pep Guardiola will be leaving Manchester City after one more game in charge, and that is the finale against Aston Villa on Sunday. Now, I truly believe that this will be the end of Manchester City's reign uh, at English football. I think that with the change in manager, with the change in the whole identity and the culture that comes with it, it will be a different team that will be dominating, or it will be various teams that will be dominating English football from now on. I think they're very much with that handing over the reins from Guardiola to Maresca comes with it a new challenge. It's not an insurmountable obstacle, but it certainly is an obstacle that will take a lot of time to be solved. And I think very fondly of Enzo Maresca and his abilities as a coach. I think he was hard done by at Chelsea, and if he had been given more time, he certainly would have turned them into a very capable and competent team, both in the attacking realm and also the defensive realm, perhaps challenging even for the title. It's the right decision by Manchester City. It's a smooth transition, more or less. In regards to the players, obviously, John Stones will be departing, Bernardo Silva will be departing. City will certainly have to make a few acquisitions to cover those departures, as also two instrumental leaders will be leaving Manchester City. And their dynasty is over. I hate to break it to City fans, but you look at the task that presents itself for Enzo Maresca, and it is to challenge Arsenal in the long run, because Arsenal now are kind of the team that have established themselves to lead English football. Manchester United perhaps in a few years. As for Liverpool, a lot of question marks. Chelsea certainly need time with their new coach Xabi Alonso, but Arsenal are the team that every neutral fan would agree with, that they're going to for the next years be in contention and title contenders. Obviously, Enzo Maresca inherits a very formidable squad, no question. Also, Guehi, Semenyo, the two signings that proved to be clear difference makers almost in the title race as well. But there's just so much uncertainty and so much at stake that it's hard to predict where this goes. And I highly doubt, just given the culture that Pep Guardiola created, the identity that he made his players, his staff follow, it's hard to see that Enzo Maresca can replicate this so easily and be at the top of English football only 1 year after Guardiola departed. I may be wrong, but we certainly cannot hide behind the impact he had on English football. I mean, it's going to be a different game without Guardiola. Different game, massively different game. And it's one of those ones where it only kind of hits you when they're perhaps having a poor season and all the flashbacks go back to Guardiola. Can he save the City team? So English football will undoubtedly be different, for better, for worse, remains to be seen. But Guardiola was such a force for good, not only for Manchester City but for the Premier League. If you watched his press conferences, the way he conducted himself, his humour with such grace, such elegancy, certainly one of the Mount Rushmore managers, greatest managers of all time, perhaps alongside Sir Alex, perhaps alongside Arsene Wenger. But I think the impact of him leaving is more significant than people might want to believe.